And we're back. So I'm just having a little cozy, soft COVID morning. How are you all doing? Patrick Klepek, Ricardo Contreras.
Wait, a COVID
Did we
morning?
pick up from something?
Yeah,
Like,
we're
and
back from what?
From the ether.
Sure,
From
the
the
void,
primordial
the void
ooze.
from whence we emerge every time they're not watching us on stream.
Okay,
all doing
1 to
today?
10, Rob. How's COVID? How's COVID doing?
I would say so. I would say right now it is at like a 4, which is good. The problem is for MK, I would say is at like a 6 or 7. And so I got much less sleep than I would have expected last night. Because she was having a tough night. So in the way of these things, we all had kind of a tough night. And I woke up feeling like 50 miles of bad road. But you know,
That's
it's
good.
like I'm trying to stay on top of it. Like it's where I can't clear the congestion. That's the thing. Is like I feel okay, but like I can't clear the congestion, and it's slowly driving me insane.
Cado, how's your COVID?
I don't have it.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave you out.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, Rob, I hope you and MK. You are much better than you've been, but obviously, especially if you have a partner that is deeply sick, like much like my kids getting sick, until everyone can get on an even keel, you can feel better, but if you still sleep like shit because you're dealing with the other person and helping them out, I mean, the whole house is dragged down in the process.
Yeah. Patrick, how's your
So
COVID?
How's my COVID?
Yeah.
I don't. Man, I probably had it 4 times and just never knew it. You know, that's my assumption at this point. But Oh yes, I do like to go to Quora. How do you even say this website?
Quora.
Quora.
I'm sorry, I
Andrew
forgot.
Jacob.
I was just looking some stuff up. Never mind. But we don't need to.
Can
You don't need
you?
to
So
answer who is
What?
Napoleon's best marshal.
I just got it, but Rob, I just got a raise, making $275,000 a year. What can I invest this in?
Oh my god, a single rate? Wait. Never mind.
So Quora's been doing these ad placements forever.
yeah.
And it's driving me mad because they make it look like here's your question and here's the answer. Like if I ask you who is Napoleon's best marshal and you say I just got a raise making $275,000 a year, I am guillotining you, both for wasting my time
You get the guillotine.
and for being the enemy.
We are here this morning to try and solve a mystery that even I don't know if Benoit Blanc would be capable of solving, but I think we need to get people up to speed on it. This is we meant to solve this earlier, and then it didn't happen. Holidays happened, and we're here. But Rob, what is this? What is the coffee cake that we're trying to figure out today? Were you looking up the original
Okay.
question? Is this what you have in a different tab here that the audience cannot see, but
No.
I can see?
Okay, so yeah, we covered this on the podcast a bit, but we're talking about like the coffee cake of my youth, which was a like chocolate chip coffee cake, but like it you know, this is what was standard in the Midwest,
Excuse me.
and it's kind of like disappeared in recent years. Like I don't find it much when I go back home to the Midwest. And if you look up coffee cake, you
Hell yeah,
tend to find like
Jewel-Osco. that's what I'm about, baby. Let's talk. Look at some Midwest grocery stores that are
that's one place.
consolidating.
That's like see, okay, like look, this looks like an example of the form.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
look,
These are very
imagine higher res and like real, and that you can eat it.
No,
and
Rob.
not-
I think if you just hit Control Plus, I think that actually increases the resolution of the image. Just I've seen it in the TV shows. Can you try it? Like
Enhance.
Control Plus.
I need to figure out how to hit Control Plus on this keyboard.
Enhance.
Oh my
Are
God!
you still having? Do they not have symbols on them? There we go. Enhance.
I had to stack some functions on top of others.
Hey Rob, have you given us keyboard control?
No, I've not.
Damn it.
Oh, so that I can control plus and minus for you,
Yeah,
much
yeah.
like having to make you run in the quarry.
But see, okay, but here's the other thing. I don't want a cheesecake. I want just like
I was about to
like,
ask about that. This says
yeah,
coffee
this is the form.
cheese.
Okay,
So you want it without the cheese
lattice
part.
cake. Where is the cheese? Because I'm concerned.
I think it's in there. Like I don't
Because
think it's
for a second, it kind of looked like
Is
it
that
was
part of the
sprinkled-
recipe? Just you take some cheese and you just kind of want to get it in there.
It kind of looks like the cheese may or may not be sprinkled on top.
Okay.
Is that crumble or cheese?
No,
you
those-
can't
Just a
tell?
little bit of
Crumble
American
top.
cheese. So if you want to get some sliced American cheese from not from the deli, it needs to be an individual sliced plastic wraps. Dice those
How
up.
good?
Maybe with a cheese grater.
How good would the end of the menu have been if she's like, I want a Midwestern coffee cake, and not some deconstructed bullshit. I want one with American cheese. So we might have gotten a clue here, though.
Ah.
So Jewel Osco is calling it a lattice cake. Let's see. This is a new direction for our investigation. So
Coffee cheese.
lattice coffee cake.
Cheese
No.
lattice cake.
Man, are we gonna solve this with the first research result?
No, we're starting to drift away. But hold on.
Okay. These look
Wait.
these look more pie-like.
That's pie-like, but this is closer. That looks just good.
It does. It
Yeah,
has.
what's
That's
going on here?
that's got filling. So the thing that
It's
you
got filling.
right, the thing that you got is not like a filled
Wait.
situation.
So
right?
Wigan in the chat, the grocery store near me has these, and they call them a Danish coffee cake.
Isn't that just a Danish?
But it's a coffee cake.
But the Danish has the
And I
cheese
don't
on
want
top.
a cheese Danish. I don't want any fucking cheese. So here's the thing.
Cheese is good,
So
though.
So the thing is, at Ultra Foods, which is where my preferred like chocolate chip Danish showed up, and it wasn't like this at all. It was actually a round thing, but we'll get to that in a minute. If you didn't show up early enough, all the chocolate chip Danish would be taken, and then all that was left was chocolate chip cheese Danish. And they
You
looked
mean the
identical
better option?
until you bit into. No, I disagree. Because when you bit into them, it was like a lot of like custardy, sweet, cheesy filling, and it was not what I was in the mood for. But my palate has changed. Maybe I would like it now.
I love a website called Big
here's
Oven.
different. Big Oven.
Did
Big Oven is trying to take away my gas range.
As an American, it is my right to give my kid an asthma attack.
Jesus. Egan works in the
So, hold
chat
it.
says, "Did we not already find Fleckensteins? Was that not it?"
Yes.
I
so
think
we should,
that wasn't
so
it, right?
Fleckenstein's is a great example of the form.
Okay.
I love that as you search that, the other suggestion was Ben Affleck wedding for looking up Fleckenstein.
Fleckensteins. Look at this
Yeah,
little
we
man.
looked this up before.
Yeah,
Look at this
we were,
little
we,
man.
yeah, we've visited this website. And wasn't
But I
the
don't think
issue
you did it for the
before that?
stream.
No, and wasn't the online ordering broken? Yes, to help with their the scheduling.
Otherwise, my problem would be solved. Like, so this is the shit. Like, if you want to think about, like, hey, what was the Midwest like? It was see these other sites we've seen where they're cowards with white frosting? Not Fleckensteins. They're absolutely just drenching it in frosting, which is how I like it. The other
This is
thing
like a
is,
pornographic level of frosting on top of all of these cakes.
Yeah.
We're at cakehub.com right now.
Also, I love
Just-
that this is an early 2000s website. Like,
Absolutely.
I feel like if they done anything with it between then and now, I might be able to order these cakes.
Wait.
Also,
I'm
like-
confused though. Are these? Is this all these flavors? To me, I would read that as filling. Is that not filling?
Yes, that's my belief.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
is that not the thing you want?
And one of these is cheese. So is what we were is what we were experiencing. Also, cheese is just like that's a very broad term. Like apple, I know there are kinds of apples, right? Like they're also butter. One of these is filled with fucking butter. Like, what are we doing here?
I wish, I want to slice into that thing and just have like a block, a fucking whole stick of butter right in the center.
Okay, so actually, if that's your fancy, this is a different form, right? I don't know if you can see my mouse. The cream-filled round.
No.
This is a different
No,
form
I
of
see
like
my mouse.
breakfast concoction that would appear in the Midwest. And you would see it'd be like things this size, the size of like the coffee cakes above, but it would be the form of the cream-filled round, where it was like 2 layers of a cake with a fuckload of frosting in between them. And it was just like, do you want just a vessel for frosting? And the answer was yes, I did. It was
Yes,
just like,
who doesn't?
you just like bite into it and like you would disappear into a fog bank of like powdered sugar and and frosting. It was great. Okay, so Steve Farragon says Swedish flop forever. This is the other thing is some places called it a flop cake, but I had no idea what the fuck that meant. It sounded unwholesome, so I didn't.
I've never heard of a
when I
flop
look up,
cake. I mean, I guess I've heard the
It's-
term, but I don't know what it looks like.
It's what you buy when you're in your flop era. It's to celebrate.
When do I
Okay,
get? When do
hold
I
on.
get there? When do I get? When do I get to my flop era?
How do you fix a flop cake? Does it need to be fixed?
You don't.
And those
It's
are
a flop.
Those are cake
Come on.
pops. What are you doing?
Cake pops are delicious.
No, they're not. I'm sorry, my friend. Like,
What?
nobody should be eating cake pops.
Wow.
Okay, well, the
they
last thing I'm doing is
basically-
taking advice on what I'm eating from you, so I'll just keep eating my cake pops.
I've never had one. Is it basically a munchkin with frosting on it?
So it's going to be cake trimmings, wadded together, and yeah, because you trim cakes a lot of times, for like different types. Like for instance, like this thing. You don't get like this ability of like these cakes have to be cut so that you can layer them this way.
What?
Like so you're going to end up with like crumb trimmings.
What?
Yeah.
You just got a round fucking pan? That seems wasteful.
No, because the cake is always going to dome, so you want it leveled
Those just
off.
look like pancakes. Those are just pancakes that you put some frosting on.
Yeah.
Frankly, that third image is just.
Oh yeah,
I'm
actually,
having
this does
breakfast.
look a lot like pancakes that they're just covering. Okay, yes, but ooh, I can just have this
Smith
delivered to my home,
Yeah.
and I can put it on credit with
Rod,
Cado.
they've got game day eats. I'm ready for the games. There's games on Saturday and Sunday.
See, this is why this stream is so well timed. Anyway, so the thing is,
Hold on. Someone says that they're cutting this thing horizontally. I thought cake trimmings as in like around the side, but apparently you cut lengthwise too? That seems insane to me.
there's all sorts of like ways you trim cakes, but the point is, a bakery will end up with lots of like crumbs and trimmings.
Uh-huh.
And then the origin of the cake pop is how do we like turn that into money? Because we went to the trouble of baking it. So what do we do with this detritus?
Sure.
Well, we're going to we're going to like
Mush
smother
it into a
in
small ball.
Because the whole
Yeah.
so the whole point of this is
Cake
I
detritus.
don't like desserts because all I want is a bite. I don't want a slice of cake. I don't want a
Sure.
huge thing of ice cream. I really just want a bite. And the cake pop, when done correctly, I'm not saying that like the ones you see at Starbucks are the epitome of the form. Although my kids quite like them. But it delivers on the I would just like So when I go to dinner, I want someone else to get dessert. I'm like, do you want dessert? No. I mean, yes, but no. I am not paying $14 for dessert, but I'd like someone else to, and I will give them $1 or not to have a bite of it.
That I'm glad they're using the detritus and all of that cake isn't going to waste anymore. I think that's where I end up on the cake pop. It's
yeah,
good.
but Cado, hear me out.
Yeah.
Wow,
and
first time
people know what they
chatter.
like, sure.
Patrick, you're a monster. I'm glad that you're the first time to contribute to Waypoint is to wait. I'm shocked the cake pop thing is such a I've never given it any thought. I don't even have strong feelings about it. And I feel like I'm being forced to develop strong feelings as a result of this this chat.
like,
Everything is so political these days.
I think it is just my so
I'll go to Waypoint.
Patrick, I think here's my take. If you're not a sweets guy, if you're not a dessert guy, like if there's nothing you think much about, you're gonna be like, this is fine. But if you're like, I like baked goods, the cake pop is like is clearly like a how do we make a food product out of like excess? Because like one of the things they do is they have to compress the crumbs down.
That's called
So it doesn't have,
efficiency,
like,
Rob. It fits into my personality type.
That's
That's
admirable
cake
thrift.
pop is an extremely Patrick Klepek baked good. I will say that. But here's the other thing. There are more delicious things you can do with like cake trimmings and such. Like so.
Wow.
In a fit of enthusiasm one year, I got a
Is that what we're calling these
recipe
now?
book.
A fit of enthusiasm? You have fallen so far from grace, Rob. We're calling them fits of enthusiasm. Like, my credit card debt is called a fit of enthusiasm. when the collector comes knocking, I'm sorry that my enthusiasm is so infectious. Sorry, continue. Show us your cookbook.
So I'm trying to think, which of these did I get? I think I got this. I think I fucked up and I got this. So I bought Coffee House. Exquisite desserts from the classic cafes of Vienna, Budapest, and Prague. Revised edition. So this was like...
What's that Viennese? What's the cake? What's it called? The one.
Yeah. Someone's asking, hang on. Copper Boss, I forgot right about a cake base. He got one of those turntables that, you bet your ass. Like, I've got store credit at Wilmot or whatever.
Oh my god. Oh, I think that's
so
it.
the
that chocolatey one. What is that? One of them is
like
famous. One of them is famous. The Vienna one. I've had it before. It was good.
There's a lot of famous ones. I'm trying to remember though. Like, what is the
soccer? Soccer, SACHER cake. I think that's it. That sounds familiar.
I don't want the
had it
person
in
on the
Vienna.
cover of this book to serve me. I don't trust them.
No,
that's poisoned.
Patrick
that drink is poisoned.
It is, Patrick.
That guy's nice.
This is old world glamour.
Yeah.
Like the reason.
That's not an. Is that an endorsement?
Let us go back to a time before the dual monarchy fell. Okay, look, it wasn't all good times, but the point is the Austrian Empire.
The cakes were delicious.
Was known for refinement and deliciousness and sclerotic political oppression. But along the way, they created a lot of really good culture.
Oh, well,
Like
I guess it was all worth it.
Soccer cake.
It's
So the
Slab
point
64. This is Rob at his most reactionary.
So the point is, so I got this book, and I wish we appear inside, because I don't think you can really, like... The thing is...
Can we Google a PDF?
Yeah. I'll see if I can find one.
Yeah.
Can we find can we pirate the original edition live on stream? I mean, borrow it.
Borrow it. Hack the book.
The problem is...
Look inside link.
Book.
Is there a look inside link?
Look inside. Look inside. There we go.
Sometimes you can look at a couple pages.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ooh. Look at that.
All right, so like, look.
This does feel like I'm reading a food menu.
Can I zoom in here?
Well, I don't know, Rob. That's a very complicated question.
Shut the fuck up, Andrew.
See, the thing that makes me
so-
feel bad is I want to make Rob laugh, but I only truly know if I've made Rob laugh if he goes into a COVID coughing fit, and then I feel bad about it. And so this is a very complicated
it's
thing
great,
we're
it's
doing
great.
on the stream.
So there's all these types of pastries and treats and shit, and like, so the opening pages, they're kind of tricking you here. It's like, look at all these beautiful photos, and it's nice.
Wow.
But when you get into the meat of this thing, it's gonna get pretty dense pretty fast. Yeah, okay, so now we are getting closer to, like, there's the reference section. Okay, these are the recipes you're talking about. This is pretty basic. It's
Sugar
like
baker
oh,
to the
damn.
empire.
Yeah, this is. All right, and here's a reference. No, I don't have it. So the problem
Soccer.
is, you start running into recipes where. Do you see it?
Yeah, I was there. Command F.
You
Is
start-
this OCR'd?
There's
Oh,
a search
I
button. Will
don't-
that search the text of the material?
Ah. Well, that's not it.
It's further down. It had its own it was its own
Have an original Sacher.
Fuck.
I did that. That shit was tight as fuck. There it is. There it is.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, sorry.
Oh, that's the name of it. That's the name
That's-
of the. They named a. They named a.
But this
shop
is what I
after it.
saw. This is what I saw when you were scrolling through. There was like a listing for it. Okay, I thought it was
So-
the actual thing.
The problem I ran into with this recipe book, though, is that, like, so there's, like, base recipes that you're dealing with, sure, but then a lot of the more advanced stuff, the stuff that I was like, I can't wait to make this. The first ingredients are sometimes like, hey, so use the other 4 pounds of cake trimmings you got from, running your
previous
professional
cakes. Right.
Viennese bakery, and then you can make this other treat. And so, like, every single thing here, like, there's a logic to the style of cuisine that basically depends on you running a professional kitchen. And if you don't run a professional kitchen, it doesn't work. Because there's just tons of presumptions that, like, well, of course you just have, like, 20 pounds of, like, nut flour or something. It's just, it's wild stuff. It's not just proportions. It is, like, there's a lot of recipes that are calling for byproduct from other recipes. And this broke me.
Now, what is cake trimming byproduct? What is cake byproduct but cake? Couldn't you just make 6 pounds of cake?
Cado, it did occur to me I could make 6 pounds of cake. Like, if you're thinking, did I let that stop me? No, I did not. I was like, okay, I'll look up the other types of cake that it says I should have trimmings of.
Yeah, there you go.
And those were also
Down the rabbit hole.
Those were also fucking intense. And then I sort of had to bow out. Okay, let's see how this opens. The old Austro-Hungarian Empire has been gone since 1918. But in the empire's capitals of Vienna, Budapest, and Prague, its most beloved and delicious tradition, the coffee house, lives on. Yeah, so no.
And is this even really meant to be a book to follow instructions? I realize it has ingredients and directions, but this sure seems like I read this on Rob's coffee table while he's making me a drink.
No,
and
it
gives
is,
you
but
an idea
it
to
definitely
look
is.
up like how to actually make it for the end user.
If we had more of the middle sections of this,
Mm-hmm.
it is
Oh,
now
there's always an excuse. Okay.
like it is. You get in the middle of it, and it starts getting pretty detailed and intense, and like there's just tons of recipes they don't. illustrate.
I apologize to everyone from Giant Bomb who is just rating the stream. Just go away. Like you don't have to watch this. Like very
fancy
thank you to
choice.
Giant
No,
Start with
stay.
the
Hello.
sponge cake.
Welcome. We're
For
talking about
soft,
sponge
flexible
cakes.
that will be flavored
shit.
with soaking liquid.
We got
or from
caught,
baking jelly
like-
roll pan.
Do you like
Care when
baking?
folding the flour.
We're not even solving the goddamn mystery.
Oh right, the mystery. The mystery. Okay, so Going back to where were we? Okay, we'll examine the Swedish flop thing later. Oh, and the point is, like, I think my main issue with a lot of like cake pops, real quick. There's a lot of places that, like, to make these things look like fun and festive. They're using a ton of fondant, which is like the thickest,
that sounds fun.
most like. Really, fondant doesn't sound industrial to you? Because that's kind of how it is.
Really?
It is a frosting that, it is it's like
It's the fancy frosting.
drywall of pastry. Yes, but it operates. It's very sturdy, and sturdy is frequently at odds with like
Sturdy's
good texture
great.
and flavor.
Fondant's nasty. Yo, the chat's like fondant fucking sucks. What?
Bunch of elitist
I
pricks
love
in this chat.
fondant.
You
Yeah,
do not.
Cado,
Don't you,
we're good.
Cado, you do not have to do
good.
this. You do not
What?
have to do this.
I'm not lying. Fondant is
Okay.
great.
Fondant. You love fondant.
Yeah.
In what? Like
I've had it on like
a
wedding cakes and shit.
Rob wouldn't go this far with me. He would just accept my shitty opinions and just move on. But it's clear right here. Like, there's a greater level of respect that Rob has for Cado's opinions on this particular matter.
I am just convinced. I'm actually convinced
that you're wrong, Cado. You don't actually like fondant.
I think Cado may think they have encountered fondant in places where they encountered a different sort of frosting.
No, it's like
Or they
usually
encountered
mostly
very small
wedding
amounts
cakes.
of fondant.
Yeah, mostly wedding
That's
cakes.
true. That is where that fucker tends to show up.
Yeah, and like sometimes a cake pop here and there that I think is pretty. I'm pretty sure. I understand. It's like, it's usually fondant. I feel like is not too sweet, which is like sometimes softer stuff that is more pure tends to be a lot sweeter. So I'm actually like okay with its like less sweetness. Like that's a plus in my books.
Okay.
Are we saying it right?
But that
Fondant.
Chat. We have. There's
Yeah.
I now only want to call it fondant, but there's some discussion that maybe it's fondant.
Yeah, I do like candy corn. Yes, I love candy corn.
Yeah, I think that
They
explains
are
a
in
lot
the
of what
they're similar.
Yeah.
They're not made with the
okay,
same
yes,
stuff.
but
but
there
they're
are
in
people
the
who
wheelhouse.
will say it's fondant,
Fondant?
but I don't like
No.
fondant. I don't like
Fondant?
So the point is, has everyone here has watched Nailed It, right?
I've watched
Yeah,
the episodes,
like
yeah.
an episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
Seen Nailed
but
It.
like, yeah, I mean, like all the ridiculous shit that pops up there. It's
Uh-huh.
like the secret is fondant, where it's like, how do
It's
you
decorative.
construct
It's
this
meant.
thing?
How do I get
Yeah.
the goofy ghost? Which is
It's
what my
fondant,
kid wants.
Exactly. And this is the thing, Patrick. So with a lot of cake pops, like they do tend to have a really like thick, hard shell around it,
Right,
to make
because
it
you
look
can
really
paint
pretty.
on it, basically. Yeah, yeah.
Right, but that does make it less delicious.
That's not the
as,
point,
like,
though. Right? Like I understand. You would eat something that looked like a pile of shit as long as it tasted delicious on the inside. And
See,
like
also,
in this case, it's like
What
Swedish
is?
flop.
Yeah, I was about to
Flat.
say, what is the like most degenerate looking thing that you just
This is so
fucking love?
degenerate. Are you kidding? Look at this.
This is pretty
Look
good.
at it's
This is
called
pretty
a
good.
flop cake.
It's flop.
That is all fat. That is all fat. And then like it's like sugar on both sides, and like what? Just enough
Buttercream.
flour to give any of its structure.
Wait, that's just solid buttercream? Not solid, obviously, but fluffy buttercream,
Yeah.
but nothing else in there to hold.
Yeah.
Do you know how much buttercream you need to make it that dense?
Hey, how do I get this wax bag only? What? How do you just get it to my tummy?
Packaging? Wait,
you're
what
off
were the
bakery.
other
How do you-
options under wax bag?
Shrink wrap
Shrink
and
wrap.
wax bag,
Okay.
or wax bag.
Right. This is important.
I feel like this isn't going to travel well. I'm going to be honest.
That's why you need the shrink wrap. The shrink wrap locks in the moisture.
Okay, so going back. So these are the coffee cakes I grew up with.
Yeah. We still don't
problem
know.
is-
We still don't know if these are filled, though, right? Would that be against the coffee cake that you remember?
Some of these are clearly filled, right? Like there's
Yeah.
no way the apple.
Oh, you're not. I mean, I have to-
Strawberry
I have to-
rhubarb's gotta you gotta fill that, right?
Can you click on one? Like, does it get any?
Oh, Patrick,
Bigger?
I wish. Look,
What happens when you click
look,
it?
it just. You'll see.
Can you
Hold
right
on,
click
let's
that
see.
and open the image in a new? Yeah, there we go.
That's it. That's there's
Enhance.
the-
Wait,
there's
Rob,
the-
Rob,
get the-
Rob. Enhance. Enhance.
Well, no. Okay, but quite seriously,
Control,
can we
control
do?
plus.
Can we?
There we
Can we
go.
do an image?
Yeah.
Can we do an image search? Can we do an image search? I know Google's changed how that works, but it would comment.
Google.
All
Hang on,
caps.
sorry, remember there's the issue with my shift button.
Oh, your fucking shift button. That's also the caps lock.
Yeah.
God damn it. How have you not changed that yet? Ooh.
Okay.
So that brings up the original image. We are getting some
What is that?
interesting images on the right.
Yeah, hold
though.
on. What are the Hala sisters? What are they doing over there at halasisters.com?
Well, it's a blogspot website, so
Wait,
like
where-
a lot.
sorry,
where
Left
blogger.coms.
hand column, third down.
That looks a little concerning. I don't want to put the Hollow Sisters on blast, but wait, they're good.
Oh, dog!
Oh well, now this is just cute.
Yeah.
I mean, little Lindsay and Jennifer love playing in the snow, and I can't stop that.
Vlog. This is cute.
Oh, this.
Okay,
Okay,
so
this- yeah.
this is before they braided. We're all good. This is before they braided.
It's fine. It just
Oh, and these
Well-
are
that
kids.
image is
Like,
disturbing. Is all I'm gonna
So,
say.
This is so. By the way, this right here, this like that middle image, like this is the bane of my existence. Is the way fillings tend to sink, and so you get these like really uneven distributions.
Right.
Because like it's gooey at the bottom, and then up here it's just bread.
So you need to bake everything. You have to put everything in a centrifuge and then bake it. You need an oven-safe centrifuge. Bread is also good, but
Rotisserie baking. Rotisserie baking.
bread is good, but there's
So-
I get what Rob's saying about the layering situation. You want equal distribution of the bread.
So the other issue is if you try trying to find recipes for this shit. Like, so what do we call? What do we decide these are? Like lattice cake recipe, right? Like lattice coffee cake.
Lattice cake.
I guess so.
No,
Lattice
because
coffee
lattice
cake
it just gave you a bunch of things where it's like a lattice of pie dough on top of a filling.
Right. We got closer
Right, but
to
also
pie. Like
some of it's this.
yeah.
Which one? The glazed apple lattice coffee cake recipe?
From Big
Yeah.
Big Oven. That's where we were before.
All right.
We were on that website
Epicur-
earlier.
Epicurious is the big box story of recipe sites, but let's see what's going on here.
No, see that's not right. That doesn't have a center.
It looks like a fancy. This looks like a fancier version of stuff we've been looking at before.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Made to look, made to look. I don't like. And by fancier, I mean the aesthetics look fancier. I don't know if this is a better recipe than what we're getting from Frankelstein's or whatever that place was called.
Barbara. Well, Fleckenstein
Hold on.
doesn't give me a recipe. This is the problem.
Sir
Right.
Retris in the chat says Pula Piptko is what it's called in Finland, possibly? Wait, Pula Piptko is not a thing outside of Finland in Rob's childhood? This is fucking messing me up. Can we search that? Can we search Pula Pullapitko and see what happens?
Sure.
Maybe there's like some Finnish blog that you can get a recipe from.
You know, of course, this would end with Rob spending like $400 on a Finnish cookbook that it comes as tone.
Cardamom.
There's only
Once I
3 of them
learn
left.
Finnish, I'm really going to get a lot out of this book.
Yeah, makes sense. Cardamom bread?
Alright,
Is that
so-
like that's the
Cardamom's good.
Well, yes. It doesn't look quite right though.
Look at look at that second
no,
one.
see,
Does
this
the
is-
density
this is
look
thicker.
It's thicker,
Yeah.
you think? Yeah.
It's very bready. It's very bready.
Yeah, this is just bread. Yeah. Now
It
maybe
looks
it
good,
has
though.
some of the ingredients like
Yeah. It's braided, but it's not. Yeah, it's not quite. It's not quite the thing. This is closer.
But again, we're plagued by fills. Fills instead of
Yeah, but-
cake.
Yeah, but I don't have to fill necessarily. You know what I mean? It's like you can do it.
Well,
like
but-
you could.
That dough is not going to become cakey.
I know.
Right? This is the wrong thing. This is the thing.
Well, no, that crumb looks okay. Like that, like see it like sort of tears.
It's
like,
kind of
I like that.
cakey.
So we had people write in about this, by the way, and I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna dip into the question bucket here. This is stuff that is not going to make the podcast because it's just like all this bullshit.
It's way too hyper specific and Midwest, even for us.
So someone wrote in. Morning wrote in.
Really quick before you read this,
Yes.
the great Polio in chat. How do you know when Rob's coffee cake is done? When it's finished, like Finn.
Well, great Polio. It's been nice you've been blocked. I'm
with the great Polio. That was awesome. Thank you.
All right, Rob, continue.
All right, so Morning writes in, I have lived near Chicago for most of my life and am an avid pastry lover, so I may have some helpful bits of information regarding Rob's coffee cake hunt. The first is that I've seen it and some similar pastries called a lot of different things depending on the place. Coffee cake, Danish strip, coffee cake ring, Danish ring, babka bread, this is not babka, kokosh cake, Wisconsin kringle, or kringle pastries. The kringle variety of the pastry seems to be especially popular. In Wisconsin, it's the so-called state pastry, and most bakeries in Racine have at least some flavors. Many Meyer locations still have a bakery, and almost all will have some flavor of Danish strip, though I only see the chocolate chip kind pop up a few weeks here and there. Jerash, was that the place we just were?
Jerash.
Yeah.
Is this the Elk Grove? It is.
Elk Grove Village.
What?
Wow. Rob, if you need me to go to the Jerash Bakery,
Yep.
that might be something I could do for you. Let me see how
Jerash
far
and
that
Elk
is from
Grove
my house.
has it too, though it has extra chocolate and can only be picked up in stores. The company Racine Danish Kringle delivers anywhere in the U.S. and Canada, though it only has Danish Kringles in chocolate right now, not Danish strips. So we need to look up the Kringle. See, these are intense, but like, okay, so this thing, the all butter here in the upper left, this is like what you'd find at Jewel. They used to have a round coffee cake that they covered in like chocolate chips. It was basically this, but like imagine tons of chocolate chips on it. Good as hell, right? Like that's just all sugar and pastry. Who wouldn't want that?
And what's very funny about much of that question that Morning wrote in is that it's a very Midwestern, Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana thing to just, man, you can just name it anything. It doesn't actually have to be the thing. Like, we don't know, so we'll call it a Danish something. And they're like, oh, it's different. It's exotic. It's not a donut. Like, I'm serious. I feel like that's like. I feel like that's intrinsically tied with my bakery. And most of my understanding of a bakery comes from this very thing that Rob is talking about. Is it's all attached to a grocery store. Never been to, like, growing up to an actual bakery. It's always attached to the grocery store.
Hey, y'all. What is the new look? What is that?
It's the new look.
What is going on there?
Pastry rounds are over.
What is it?
Is one of these $20?
Mister, I love the one
this?
with cheese. Here, Cado, here's your fucking
That's
cheese.
cheese? That's cheese? Okay, yeah, I'd eat it.
It's custard. It's custard. I mean,
It's an egg custard.
See, this is
okay, that's better.
It's a little intense. I'm gonna say it's a little.
That'd be
intense
sick, actually. I feel like if that was cheese, it's too thick. You know, you got your Danishes, like the thickness of the cheese can't be too thick. That would have been too thick if that was cheese, but it's egg custard.
Oh, man.
I love a good egg custard.
The hierarchy of bakery products has changed.
Can you imagine this as the new Toad in the Hole?
Toad in the hole?
I guess
Yeah, you know, Patrick. You ever put a toad in a hole?
Toad in the hole? I mean, egg in a hole. I think that's. Yeah, egg in a hole. I've never called it
egg in a hole,
toad in a hole. This is
Toad in a
egg
hole.
Never heard of this toad in a hole. I mean, I know this is probably just a regional thing, but definitely heard of.
Yeah, from the region of.
So wait, this is a UK thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So Rob, do you call it a toad in the hole? You just adopted
It's what it is.
That's its name.
Yeah, but it's called egg in the hole here.
Is it? I've never
not
heard
hard,
someone
learned
say
it.
egg in the hole.
That's not fun. Egg in the hole. No, toad in the hole. Wait, there are two very different things that are named toad.
Yeah,
in the
what
hole.
is happening?
Do I want to know what the other one is?
The other one looks like sausages.
Wait. Is this also toad? Wait, what?
What is a sausage version?
What is that?
That looks like a. That looks
What
like
is
a.
that?
Oh wait, what's the name for that puffy thing? Dutch baby. That looks like a Dutch baby that they've embedded sausage into.
Dutch baby?
Yeah, you've never baked a
just
Dutch
making-
baby?
You're just making.
You've
things
never
up.
baked
No,
a
I
Dutch
would be
baby? I bake Dutch
I'd be
babies all the
arrested.
time.
Don't call child protective services. Like I didn't say that. Cado did. I love my children. I would never bake
Yeah.
a Dutch baby.
Bake a Dutch. You should bake a Dutch baby
Hang on.
for your children. They'll love it.
My
It's
hands
super.
are up. My hands are up right
hell
here.
yeah.
It's
Hell
super.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
super easy. Is the great thing? Super easy, very fast, and you just toss fucking sugar and maple syrup on that thing.
Look at that.
Boom!
Hang on.
Breakfast.
This phenomenon that Patrick just described. Yes, a Dutch baby pancake, sometimes called a German pancake, a Bismarck, a Dutch puff, or a
A
hootenanny,
hootenanny.
is a large American popover.
That's not American. There's no way.
Why do they call it a
Dutch
Dutch
baby
baby?
is
People also ask. Click it.
Hootenanny.
Right, because for us, we fucked up what we in America we fucked up Dutch and Deutsch.
Wait, but is it not?
Yeah.
I assumed it was actually German in origin. Was it invented in America?
There's no way.
There's no fucking way.
There's no way we invented this.
Yeah, this
It's
feels like
ours
the
now.
least. This feels
It's
like the
ours
most
now.
European thing.
Called it. Called it.
No.
So we need to go back though. So wait, what?
See, so that
me, that's not toad in the
one,
hole.
that big one, that one on the right looks puffy like a Dutch baby.
Dutch baby.
Sausage toad.
Oh, Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
I don't want pudding surrounding all that. I'm good.
No, it is. That's what you're looking at. Yorkshire pudding.
I'm.
Hang on, Patrick. I promise you, the pudding is not like
It's not like
Jell-O pudding.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
It's like a savory, like custardy type pudding.
Okay. Okay.
You'll love it.
It's like
Well, I
closer
don't
to
know if
the
we'd go that
consistency of
far.
like bread pudding, right? Which is like
Yeah.
kind of just really soft bread.
So, hang on. So, anyway, we need to look up this Racine Kringle thing.
Kringle.
Okay.
What Wisconsin Kringle?
That ain't it.
Yeah, I've seen
That
those
ain't
in
it.
Wisconsin.
That ain't
though.
it, fam.
I've definitely seen those.
This is like a weird ring-shaped fig Newton.
Yeah. This is not quite it. No.
What about the Wisconsin variant?
Wisconsin Kringle.
Nah.
I think
Or
it's. I think
rings.
that's just them. I think they're just branding it, but it's the same. The same thing.
Yeah.
Ew! What is that one that's in the middle of recipes? Do you see that gross looking
Where?
image towards the bottom?
This
Well, I can't see your mouse, but yeah, the one in the middle.
sorry.
What's in?
The center
Wisconsin
one?
Kringle recipe.
Yeah.
The recipe.
Can you click
idea
on that?
shop.
Uh-huh.
It's just a it's just a bad photograph.
Okay.
It's just, yeah,
All right.
that seems
All
fine.
right. I was.
This is-
It looked
this
like
is
maybe
why you
they'd
have to
stuff
be
some meat.
careful
Like.
You got to be careful about like shooting food because like food either looks like the most delicious thing, like in a camera, or like the
They
most
dumped some
nauseating
chili
thing
in the middle of this
in
Kringle.
history. Yeah. Okay, so Lily Lilac writes, "This is Lily Lilac, longtime listener, first time caller. I think I cracked the coffee cake thing, but we have Rob's type of coffee cake in Minnesota. See Wolet.com for an example."
Wolet?
Okay, hold on.
Minnesota. Gotta go down to the old wallet.
That's a
Okay.
big bulb.
Wallet.
I'm pretty sure this kind of coffee
King
cake is a
cake.
Midwestern adaptation of the Oslo Kringle. Ba, ba, ba.
Wait, can we
these are
figure out what the
cake
king
cakes.
cake is?
Uh,
Why is it so
speaking
famous? Why are they only available for 2 days?
speaking of babies, king
King
cake.
Caker.
The king cake has a baby in it, like a literal baby.
Coffee cake and
Okay.
cinnamon roll. That sounds pretty good. I don't like these colors are off-putting, but
Well, it's a celebratory thing.
Yeah, it's
It's dyed sugar.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying
king cakes.
I'd be fine with it just having looking like the normal frosting.
You put a little baby Jesus in there, and then if you find the baby Jesus or you choke on it, like it's good luck.
Look,
Look,
we
in
were,
Spain they
when-
did the Swedish thing.
There's the little baby. Look at that little baby. Oh God,
Do you
why
get
does it
to
look?
eat it?
Why does it look like one of those like little like
Is it
rat fetuses?
Okay.
is that like made of like a gummy?
I think they're usually just little plastic baby dolls.
Where's
when
the
we,
baby? I
were-
want to see the baby.
Right there,
go
right
on.
there.
It's right there.
Yep. There. Oh, there we go. Yep. Patrick,
That's terrifying. Yes.
your story.
Oh yeah, when we right before on Christmas Eve, before we had family over, we did a typical thing, going around like looking at people's lights, and it has become an annual tradition that my oldest made up, where she has to hit an arbitrary baby Jesus count before we're allowed to go home. And as she gotten older, she can increase her number, and I think it was like 15 this year. And man, fucking baby Jesus, we could not find like the last three. We're like just driving everywhere, just cursing
Real King
the
Herod
baby
hours.
Jesus' name. We were essentially looking left and right at different intersections, being like, you could tell if it was like they almost tend to go in batches. Like, this is a religious block. Like, this is, and we have some like, I actually know where the more politically conservative areas like are relative to where we live, and I was like, let's just head down this way. We're gonna find some white folk that love guns and baby Jesus, and we're gonna solve this problem. And every time we wouldn't, it was the worst.
Oh my God, that number has to go down. It just gotta go.
I know. I was like, 15's too much, Jessica.
Too many baby.
Anyway,
Jesuses.
sorry. We're looking for the. What are we looking up here?
Yeah,
I
so-
forgot. The Woolits.
So
oh, you
Lil,
read the letter. Yeah.
continues.
The Woolits.
It's a Midwestern adaptation of the Oslo Kringle in the same way hot dish is an adaptation of the French casserole. I'm not familiar with this.
Hot dish.
A Norwegian pastry makes sense when you look at the early history of the state of Minnesota, and the recipe for Kringle appears to have enough variation to explain why most variants look wrong to Rob. Here's the closest recipe I could find to Rob's description. It's a bit uplifted, nicer chocolate chips, but I think it's close. Let's pull this up.
This
look
looks
closer.
This looks too flat, though.
Yeah, it is a bit flat.
Oh no, Waypoint found out about hot dish. What's hot
Uh-oh.
dish?
This blog is slightly broken.
Oh no, the
Lauren's-
HTML. Where did it go? Oh, my
2018.
HTML is spilling out. Why can't I hold all this code?
But that's kind of close-ish. I could see it. It's tough. It's tough. It's hard to say.
This again feels like a braided situation that is not as cakey as what you've described. Like if you look at that thing, that it feels like there's something in the center.
A braided situation. My
Yeah.
new podcast series, trying to get to the bottom of that.
got a real
It's a much
braided
better title
situation
for.
Yeah. The
right,
intertwined
let's-
mysteries, you know, like
Hang on, I need to mark this for later.
little tater hot dish will stick to your ribs. Okay. I
Stick
think I
to my
need.
ribs.
I want to look up little tater hot dish.
Okay, here we go.
Here we-
Little tater hot dish coming.
Whoa!
Oh, let's go!
Oh shit!
Oh fuck! Yes.
Yeah,
Wait,
this is just a casserole.
Hell
I
yeah!
think I
I'm
think we're
into
making
it.
mistakes here. I think there's too much. No, I don't like this. Well, hang on, I'm getting into this though.
Can you
The
So
click on
Minnesota
classic
hot-
Minnesotan tater hot dish? Just
Yeah.
that is the most what we are
That-
looking for right now.
God
Dish
bless
is classic
Minnesota.
Minnesotan.
Yeah, this is classic Midwest bullshit. You just
Yeah.
throw stuff together and put it in the oven.
Try refreshing it.
I
It
mean,
looks
I
like there's
love-
supposed
I
to
love-
be images there that they're not
No,
loading.
it might be ads that are supposed to be there, honestly. But this is the thing.
What's in there?
Can we?
Yellow onion, a pound of ground beef. Okay, we've got the classic. Just dump some ground beef
Yeah.
in there. That's great.
Yes.
Garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, cream of mushroom
Oh,
soup.
good. I was worried this wouldn't have frozen sliced green beans in it, but thank God we made sure that
Gotta
it
get the
does.
frozen sliced green beans in there.
But
I
tater
eat
tots.
this.
This
as-
actually
you're
looks
right.
like it would be great.
This looks kind of good.
Yeah, this
this looks kinda
looks
good.
like it would taste great. Honestly.
And like, I mean, look at that. Okay, we gotta get these green beans out of here. We gotta get the green
Green
beans. out of
beans
here.
are fine.
do-
They'll
What
be
are we-
fine.
what are we
it's
putting
an
in there?
excuse
What
to
do
be
you-
green.
Yeah. You want broccoli in there instead, or green
Ooh,
peas?
No.
I just
Peas
don't
you could
like
do.
what tends to happen. Peas, I think you get away with. I just feel like I'm not gonna love the texture.
This
of
is
that
basically
at this
shepherd's pie, right? Doesn't that usually have mashed potatoes in it? But instead of mashed potatoes, you got tater
Yeah.
tots. You got a different
point. Yeah, this is a
form
very
of the
American,
potato.
like version of
Yeah. A
I dig
different
this though. This is cool.
hot dish. So it's just like anything
so-
you throw into a casserole
Kicked
dish.
up
is gonna be
tater
a hot
tot
dish.
hot dish. There's a lot of varieties on this basic concept you could do. Like some of these got cheese slattered on the top. There was a one with bacon bits on the like that seems good.
That looks fun.
Oh.
Maybe a
the
little
one
too
right
beefy.
below
I don't
that.
know. That kind
What's
that
the
looks
one
like
right
that kind
below
of looks
that?
like something out of a Cronenberg movie. Someone's face is just melted off in this dish.
Look how beautifully crisped up these got.
I want to see the bacon one. The ones right there, the
Oh.
red one. Yeah.
This guy, Betty Crocker.
Whoa. Bacon bits. There's cheese in there.
Good
yeah.
news, you don't have to go through all the work of making a bacon cheeseburger and fries. You
just
can
put-
just throw that shit in a bowl.
100%. Yeah.
Fantastic.
This is what
it's,
fast
it's
food
a
has
bacon
learned.
cheeseburger. Too much work.
Is flipping a patty just way too much for you?
Toss it in a casserole. Boom. These all have condensed cream of onion, cream of mushroom, some sort of
Oh, yeah.
soup as a moisture, I guess.
No, the canned cream mushroom is like a base recipe, like a base component
Yes.
of a lot of Midwestern
Yeah.
cooking.
Bizarre.
Yeah. Or
I
cream of
agree.
chicken.
Cado, I
depending
agree.
on-
This is why
What
I
is-
had to leave.
What does it do?
Oh,
Is it
shut
just
the fuck up.
moisture, or does it actually have a specific?
So, no, it is like honestly. Here's my theory. It is because people got weird about heavy cream, and
Huh.
so you needed to find ways to introduce heavy cream into recipes without telling people that they were putting heavy cream in stuff. Like it does do
Just
flavoring
use,
as
and that's
well.
what I'm
Like,
saying.
there
Like,
is
just
a-
use some heavy cream, right? Like,
Yeah, but think about this. This is as if like you had done the work of reducing and got the like the fond mixed into
Sure.
like the reduction.
Right.
So like it does carry a lot of flavor, but I think it is a huge part. It is to a large degree about like the weirdness that developed around like fatty dairy.
huh?
But
That's
it
funny.
also like
And the
both as mushrooms and chicken. It's also like a density thing, right? Like all of these are about cramming as much food as possible into each bite.
God, I want that now. Shit. When's lunch? I want that.
Does Taco Bell deliver a Dutch baby?
No, I could make
is
a
Taco
Dutch
Bell
baby.
not
Dutch
starting
babies
to
are
do-
so, you don't understand that. It's so fucking easy. The batter is like 3 things, like fucking flour and butter.
We gotta reel this in. We gotta get back to. We were at.
So-
we got another letter.
Joel writes, "Hey crew, I've never emailed you before, but after digging up a scoop like this, I could not resist it. So Rob's coffee cake story got me interested, and I just had to look up the Fleckenstein Bakery, although knowing I would never get my hands on any of it, as I am a Swede, though now living in Prague, this becomes important later. Now, lo and behold, as I started going through the website, and we cleared stuff like this. Here's the big Fleckenstein coffee cake. As I started going through the website and started seeing Kolashes, a very typical Czech pastry. After that, I found the coffee cake Rob mentioned and thought it looked familiar. It looked exactly like a Swedish.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put this word in.
Can you get Google to say it for you? You know where you like it'll if you just put the word in and type pronunciation, it should actually give you a little audio thing to play. Wow. We vexed Rob enough that he was too embarrassed to do what Patrick does and just say the word and apologize if you offend someone.
Vetalonged?
That sounds pretty close.
Is it A or A? A. I always forget what the umlaut over the A.
I don't know.
Just
you're close enough. You're closer than any of us would have gotten.
A vetalonged is basically, and let's go back here. Vetalonged.
Google Translate can pronounce with audio. Okay, so you have to like go.
A vetalonged is basically a cinnamon bun, but baked out and potentially different filling and toppings. So I googled around a bit and found that the vetalong for Americans or English people, called hefekrans, is directly related to the Czech pastry Karlovy Vary bread, which is described as a coffee cake. If you add all this up with the fact that the Fleckenstein bakery also sells Czech Christmas bread, listed as Christmas huska, I think it is pretty clear that what Rob is after is a vetalonged or a hefekrans. So, searching for bakeries with European and specifically German or Central European influences might guide him to find the cake of his desires, closer than he thought. I would also really recommend the Swedish one. They are great and often served as fika with coffee at workplaces or grandmas. Hope this is not too you know what that reminds me?
Fika.
I should take some Ricola right now. That's advertising, baby.
There's a coffee.
Hope this is not too long and rambly. Hope that helped a bit. Thanks for the pod.
No, thank you, Joel.
Yeah, there's a coffee place here in New York called Fika. Apparently, it's just like a little coffee snack sort of situation.
So, these look great. I think it looks a little breadier though than I was thinking. Like that still looks.
I mean, can't like two things be true? Where it's like we have found the answer, but at the end of the day, it's Midwestern bullshit. Like butchering it to their own regional specification.
That's a huge part of it because, like, you know, Patrick, I think it's illuminating that so much of the center's on Chicagoland because this is where like tons of immigrants from these regions were all thrown together. Yep. And like just figure out how do we sell our shit to each other and to people who have no cultural frame of reference.
Hold on, Rob, I'm gonna send you this link and you're gonna have to click it because we're not even close to pronouncing that correctly.
Hang on here.
Just for the record, Rob, you had a Discord notification show up. Just
gotcha.
It's just a very long link. Okay, now you're good. No, okay, there we go. Click that shit. Oh wait, are we not hearing?
That's a different word. Well, there's the way what the robot is saying is "knielingd."
Yeah.
Well, can you put it? Well, you can change it, Rob. Just paste the word with translation at the top and see if it'll.
No,
what's the issue you're having?
This is the word. Oh, we don't hear it.
Oh yeah. No. Actually, it's a different word. It was.
Oh, that one you were having trouble with.
Yeah.
Waterling.
Yeah, I can't hear this, but I just trust the
Vetalanged.
Vetalanged.
Yeah. Sure.
Vet is wheat, not water. Damn. Google. Fucking step your game up.
I think. Hang on. Are we about to ignite Swedish-Finnish hostility again? in the chat.
Oh, no!
Here. Although I guess it's like, Sweden was an imperial power over all of them, right? But I think it was Norway that specifically had like the whole war to get rid of the Swedes. I know this because at one of the museums in Stockholm, they've got like their whole little. They've got like the outfit that like Charles the Bold, I guess, was wearing when a Norwegian shot him. Basically, mark the end of that empire.
Well,
all right. So, putting this one aside, there was another good email that we got. Okay, so this is a really good one. I think this might be the last one we got on this topic. Andrew writes, "Howdy, Waypoint crew. Since my explanation of Detroit-style pizza was so well received last time, apparently Pizza Hut has an actual Detroit-style pizza now.
yeah.
I haven't, though I haven't tried it. I thought I'd apply my knowledge as a baker to the coffee cake question. Looking at the pictures from Fleckenstein's, I would say that at my bakery we would have called these Danishes, and I suspect that Danish is the word that Rob will want to search under. You may be thinking, isn't a Danish an open-topped round pastry with stuff in the middle? Sure is. See, almost all types of pastry that originated in Denmark were popularized in the U.S. by one person, Chef Lauritz Klitting. Let's learn about this.
Oh man, I called it. This next sentence is vindication for my theory.
Oh, that's interesting. Is this a different? There's no wiki on this person? This culinary giant doesn't have a wiki?
No, but the Danish pastry. If you go down, there's a wiki there.
Was there?
Yeah.
There we go.
Does it link to
in
his
order
name?
to not put people off by using Dutch words, Klittening referred to all of them as Danish pastries, along with a descriptive name: twist with fruit, nut roll, etc. So which kind gets to be the Danish in your area depends on which recipe was most popular in the region in the 1920s. And the rest are all relegated to being coffee cake or sweet rolls.
This makes a ton of sense.
The kind of coffee cake with the streusel is not a Danish, but is the actual coffee cake, an Austrian dish called Kaffeekuchen. Austrians brought Kaffeekuchen and
My favorite Pokemon.
viennoiserie, like brioche and croissant, to Denmark in the 1800s, which inspired the creation of the pastries the Danes would later bring to the U.S. One last note, if any of you ever find yourselves in Denmark, you'll want to ask for wienerbrød for the twisted Danish, or spandauer for the hand pastry. Bless.
Can we get that? Hold on, can we get that one again?
Hold on, was that a what, Rob? Sorry, you broke up over there on the parsec.
I can't.
Hold on. Well, that can't be right. Blue shark.
Excuse me.
Blue shark bless. Hey, maybe that's it.
Are we, what is happening? I think we fucked up.
Baja blessed, I think, is actually what it says.
I mean, this is the word they put. This is the word they put in the email. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, look. The point is,
Blage?
we need to look.
Wait, isn't that the thing that they're selling at? What's the one they're selling at fucking IKEA?
Oh, that's the trans shark from IKEA, according to Turf Bangs in the chat. So,
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
the one from
Cool.
IKEA, Blage.
Can you explain, Cado? Do you know what is the? I missed this one.
What? You missed everyone loving the giant pillow? Wait, why is it trans? Look, it's right there.
Why is
I
the
missed the
shark
trans part.
stuffy?
What is the
trans?
deal with the IKEA shark? People are asking. Yeah, that's me. Google, you're right.
The deal with the IKEA shark is that it's a giant shark, and it's amazing. Why wouldn't you want a shark that you can hug and cuddle with?
Oh, so this just is like a meme
big
that took
pillow.
off.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. I
All
do
right,
not
okay.
understand how it became a trans icon though, but Newsweek does.
Okay.
Wait, isn't
I mean, I don't need
this close to
explanation.
being like a
It's a
right-wing
cute
rag
shark.
at this point? Okay, so
colors?
Blahai. Okay, we'll say that. Thank you, Newsweek. You may have fired all your real writers years ago, but
A lot of trans people
Okay.
have it, and thus it became a joke. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Simplest explanation.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
funny.
It's
okay.
just-
So it kind of got grittied. Is what's going on?
yeah,
there.
it kind of got gritty.
Okay, so but hold on.
It's so cute though. I want one.
the-
They're also
key info
big.
that well, who doesn't love I will say this, like during COVID, I did get converted maybe to the body pillow thing a little bit.
Yeah, this is what it is. It's a body pillow that's cute.
Because I needed, like, I found it easier to sleep on my side a lot. And it sure is easier to sleep on your side if you got a little body pillow. Especially something you can, like, put between your knees so that, like,
Yeah.
your legs aren't, like, weirdly crossed up.
You get a blanche.
Well, the thing is, I don't think we can both, like, there's already a giant body pillow in our bed that I call the Big Chungus. And it's, like, 50 pounds of body pillow.
The big
And so
chungus.
it's big. And so I'm not sure, there's enough, I'm not sure there's enough space for 2 body pillow users, and a dog that commandeers the body pillow as like, hey, this is the perfect
This
form
is what
factor
I
for me to
said.
lie on, like
Yeah.
a slab.
You know, Big
Anyway.
Chungus. Big Chungus is like a second of animation.
Yeah.
Like Bugs Bunny is Big Chungus for like a split second in the episode that's taken.
That's
from.
all. That's all
It's
the
just
world
like-
needs.
Yeah, blew up.
But wait,
Uh,
that's not, but a coffee cookie, this is not, wait, what?
Coffee cooking.
No, but, hang on.
Oh no.
Okay.
This
No.
cake is
This is the
coffee
original,
Coffee
cooking.
cake
right?
with streusel not Dana. Okay, this is okay. So all the coffee cake. When you look up coffee cake, you will probably see stuff like this, where it is
correct.
and all of this style is actually coffee cooking.
That's coffee cooking.
Okay. So, what is the? Did Andrew have an answer for what the fuck I'm looking up?
Well, isn't it mostly actually that it's all just it's
It's just-
regionally splintered off, and so I don't know that
Yeah.
there is a
Yeah.
specific explanation except to call the restaurant, call the shop and ask, "Hey, you're live on Twitch.tv/Waypoint. Could you explain to us the origins of your?"
Wait.
Do they
so
have
that,
an email?
That coffee.
I'm gonna
that,
email them.
that book that you have that book, Rob, right? That book
What?
that you showed
What
us
book?
earlier.
Yeah.
Somebody said
I do, yeah.
Schnenken. Schenken.
What did you call me?
Schnecken. SCHNECKEN.
Schenken?
Schenken. Schnecken. No, SCHNECKEN. No, that's not it. It's not even close.
That ain't it. No.
That ain't it.
It's like. Let's try this. Okay. This is the closest that I think we're like Danish braid, lattice
Yeah.
coffee cake. This is the closest I think we're gonna get. Okay, by the way, side note, like to let you know how corrupted and weird things get in the Midwest. My mom made a thing once a year. It was her special like Christmas cake that she called Kathy Kuchen. And when I was a little kid, I thought it was Kathy Kuchen, but it was a very basic, like cake with strudel, like with streusel on it. And so that for me was coffee kuchen for years. I had no idea that it was like an entire genre. That was this one
Wow.
cake. Anyway, so this is the shit largely I think. Now, how do we make it?
See, this all looks flatter than the Fleckenstein stuff. It looks less cakey.
This looks pretty cakey. This looks like
that one's good. No, I meant the one that you were looking at. The one you were looking at before.
Well, so
right.
Cado, I think you know. Like, I feel like you know what it might be, Cado. I think some people, when they roll it out, press it really thin to do like this really intricate like stripping and braiding.
Oh.
And I think that contributes to the flatness.
Right.
And I think there's like, I feel like that to me looks like just a more coarse braid.
Yeah.
And it gets puffier.
Yeah. Cause yeah, that one right just to the right of this image, you see that? It's like this is what I feel like these what?
George Bailey, Cado is upset because these pastries aren't caked up properly.
They are not. They need to be more caked up.
Yeah,
just
learning a lot about everyone's preferences.
Just to the left of the that image there. This is what I feel like I associate with the Danish braid.
This guy?
Yeah. Flat.
Yeah.
Not cakey, really. Pastry dough, but not cakey, you know?
All right, let's decide. Let's pick some recipes, and let's try to find one like because these don't exist in my area. If I want to taste this again, I have to make it.
Can you make a coffee cookie in this form though? Is it about shape?
Specifically, I'm not making a coffee cookie.
Okay.
I'm making a
Danish. That seemed like the right consistency, but it wasn't, streuseled and shaped the right way.
Okay, now there's a huge like people are saying this is just a strudel.
This is just a strudel. It's a Danish braid.
Nope, too filled.
Right.
The strudels. No, this is a wrapper on a filling. That ain't it.
That's what I'm saying the Danish braid looks like, right? The Danish braid looks too much like it's filled and not like cake.
Yeah, so let's go back to our reference image here. Boom. Like,
I wish we could get a slice. Do they have like a... Hold on, go back. Sometimes these websites have galleries. They don't have a gallery. God damn it.
They do. I was looking. If you go to About Us Backstage, you will get photos of production, but it does not have what we were looking for. I was trying to find that for us.
Damn.
But like these are these are clearly poofy. These are clearly poofy.
Poofed.
I think this looks like if you didn't fill it quite so much,
right?
And instead topped it.
Yeah.
I think and then cover the shit out of it with frosting. I think you'd end up with something that looks a lot like what Fleckenstein's selling.
Yeah.
So let's see what's going
go
on
back,
here.
Go back 1 second. I saw one suddenly out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
Full left over here. Across the way
Full
from
left.
that one. Up here.
Happier Homemaker? Apple Danish braid recipe?
No, the Epicurious one looked like it wasn't filled. That's why I was curious about it.
Yeah.
See, that's the wrong thing. It's not cake. That's like, sheets. No, it's like laminated.
Yeah, but so the weird thing is, Cado, this is a hard thing to describe. It is. I don't want to sign up for anything. How do I just look at your fucking website?
I think you have to click away.
They've got what do you mean? What do you mean? Is Epicurious like paid now?
They have paywall now, yeah.
Has Epicurious always been a paid site?
And now you get a year of Bon Appetit for free. I don't remember it.
I don't remember Epicurious being. Anyway, point is, okay, so we'll just have to peer past the fucking. So the thing is, I always sort of felt like the texture of it was kind of hard to describe because, like, to me, I don't remember it being like these sort of like layers like this.
Mm-hmm.
It like the weird thing is it like it had a weird like tear, like layers weren't obvious this way. It looked
Right.
it looked a little different, but I think this is closer. Now we just need to find one that's not going to charge me $5. And sorry, it's $2.50 a month. That is a lot of free Bon Appetit. But they're just trying to lure me into forgiving them.
Wait,
they're just trying
I'm
to lure me
confused
back.
by that pricing. $5 or $2.50 a month?
No, I mean it says it means it's a discount.
4 years of Instagram photos, not a single one of what we're looking for. Everything else in this goddamn shop.
Wow.
This stuff is okay.
Wait,
Strawberry Danish braid.
Okay.
Hold on.
Look
This
at
to me
it's
looks
so
close-ish
filled.
to right. But we don't have to fill it. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna look like if you put filling in it, it's gonna be a filled pastry.
Right.
If you don't, I think it'll be right.
Really? Interesting. I feel like this depends obviously on the recipes, but sometimes like they account for the moisture of whatever you're filling it with. So
Yes, that would be that is definitely a concern. That's like so probably you'll have a few bakes go wrong, right?
it's gonna be a little trial and error.
Okay, so as with most daring bakers challenges, I assume this is a look. Food blogs are a weird space. It was no walk in the park. There are a lot of steps and took a lot of time. Let's see what these steps are.
Cardamom, delicious.
Are you telling me every time Ultra Foods bakers were making this, they were using vanilla bean seed? No,
No.
I don't think so. I think I can probably half-ass this a bit, right?
Yeah. Orange juice. Orange juice. Did it have an orangey
Yeah,
situation?
we got an update from Patrick.
If you copy and paste that link, it should show up locally.
Thank you, Fleckenstein's Bakery.
It's bakery. Wow.
Well, that's the other thing is like every Memorial Day, your local like grocery store bakeries would have like American flag cakes and shit. Okay, so this is going to be like you're going to chill the dough. Okay, yeah. Okay. You're going to create like a butter block. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Is that why
Oh, those
there's
things are paint.
layers?
Yeah.
Lamination.
And also, it means that you're dealing with like triple, quadruple the work. Like this is like the croissant thing of to create these like beautiful little layers. You're gonna have to put in some real work. I want the lazy. But there's limits to how lazy you can get with this type of recipe.
Go back to that. Do you have that search still open? I thought I saw one further down in that search when you were scrolling. Go down a little bit. Like 2 rows, I think.
Giant dish. Giant Danish, sorry.
One more row down. Let's go. There it is. What is this
Cuisinart?
peach Danish braid? Kind of dead center in that. Not the
This
last
guy.
row, but the row above. Yeah. That was like a good photo, at least. Peach is wrong.
But
That looks cakey.
that looks right.
Yeah, that looks cakey.
Like take the peach out of it.
Get that peach out of here. We don't need no
God,
peach.
your eyes are so fucking good.
Thank you. I got glasses for that.
All right. Yeah, we got
Ooh,
the
cream cheese. Butter.
interesting.
And you just throw out the filling.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Heat milk in a microwave safe.
That's gonna be the
measuring
yeast
cup.
sponge. Yeah. This is like the first step of the chocolate chip bread recipe that I've got too. This doesn't look too.
Hezipov. While the dough rises, prepare the filling. We don't need to do any of that.
Does this have no butter? This has no butter block.
Yeah, no butter block.
Interesting. Okay, well, mark this one off to the side too.
Yeah.
So these are the places we're going to investigate. I do like. The problem is like it's mostly that I'm fine with working with butter block.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that automatically you're dealing with like I have like my fridge has no space in it is kind of the issue.
Right.
And then you're just dealing with like a much larger work prep area in the kitchen. Not impossible, but just kind of a pain in the ass. But this seems like I think we have hacked it. Here's the thing that shocks me though is the fact that I love Andrew's email laying out that like literally it's one like marketing like chef who's good with marketing who like fucks all this up.
Someone said Hezapov in chat. Have you seen this?
What? No, I've not. Spell it for me.
Hold on, I'm sending you a link.
No, this is just big bread.
Yeah,
that
no,
German one. Click that one.
German girl in America. Yeah, it's too bready.
It's too bready. Okay.
Yep.
But it didn't have filling and it looked similar.
Yeah, no, it's too bready. I think too bready.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think this is it. Like I think so. We're looking at you got to make a Danish braid. That is basically it. Or this is what we're working with here, or a Danish strip, and this is what we have to do now. This is what I have to do. I think we have solved the mystery.
And then you just need to essentially peel back the layers of the Midwestern part of it. Right.
And add the Midwesternness where needed, right? Because some of these recipes, like this, that seems great for flavor balancing. Yeah. I am just convinced they weren't flavor balancing this way at like Jewel, right? No. I am dead certain that they were not burning money.
They need to put out 50 of these by 6 a.m. Yeah. So,
right. I am convinced they weren't doing all of this, and that there was a more stripped down, simple recipe that they're probably working from.
Well, yeah, you're adding way more sugar, way more frosting, way more, whatever, to be the predominant flavor. I mean, these are things that are showing up to a family breakfast or to a church. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, the thing that concerns me a little bit is I do wonder how many of these there are so many grocery stores that are closing down their bakeries and such. When I was growing up, every grocery store had its bakery, and now none of them do. Is kind of how it feels.
Oh yeah, Bobby Dazzler in the chat. I found a recipe that just uses Bisquick. Now that's some home baking.
now that's a Midwest.
Now that's a Midwest.
I think we nailed it. I think that the remaining research, I think the net
is you need me to drive 20 minutes to this place and ship this to you?
No,
can I go there before the next trip to New York?
Yeah.
Would it survive if I bought it the evening before and had a flight the next morning? Would you still eat it upon delivery? Is there any way that I'd be able to maintain that in any sort of fashion that Rob would still want it? I don't know.
Oh, wait. They are not shipping it. You have to pick it up.
Yeah. No, I know. I have to pick it up. It's 20 minutes from me.
I don't think it's going to survive. Well, it's not that long a flight. If you can just get, security to be real cool with, hey, don't touch my cake.
Don't fuck with my cake.
I bought a vacuum seal thing for meat. Could I vacuum seal this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see, would that be the best possible way is to buy it, vacuum seal it, put it in the fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is...
You can bring food on a flight, so I should be able to bring this pastry.
Food is fine. You're fine.
The other thing I gotta get in on is I need
vacuum
to start
seal
working...
it and check it in a bag.
Yeah. 100%.
This is analyze. Oh, goodness gracious, that looks great. Wow, this place is the shit, man. This place looks incredible.
So wait, where was
I think
fucking...
you know what we got to do is we got to do the next Waypoint stream out of Chicagoland. That's the real trick.
Where was fucking Steens?
Also, like Mokena, Illinois.
Further.
Okay.
Let me look. There's 2 of them.
Oh, there's
one's
that's not that
one's
far.
an hour.
Look, it's right by Tinley Park.
They're both about an hour. They're very close to one another.
Can you get
Tinley
it
Park.
delivered
We can go catch a concert after picking up our pastries, Rob.
Perfect.
Can we get it shipped to Patrick somehow? And
Well, I mean, I can drive.
Patrick would just run to get this before the. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, like I couldn't just buy it and eat it. No, nobody on this stream is going to trust me to translate what my tongue is telling me into words. This needs to be experienced by Rob himself.
Also, I need to learn how to make these Swedish flats. That's the other thing.
That shit looks great.
I'm telling you though, the look of that, the pastry part, that's holding the filling together, that looks like it's gonna be harder than you think.
Interesting.
That to me reads as like delicately crispy, and that can be an absolute bastard to get right. But Patrick, I think we've solved the case.
I think we have solved the case.
Yeah.
I think we've done good work here. I think we've closed the book on the mystery pastry thing.
One last thing, Rob, because I noticed that the last time you clicked on this menu, go back one. I need to know what this pizza thing is. What's the pizza thing? Go back
the
again, I guess.
Plane?
No, go back. It says pizza in the name, so that's why I'm.
What? Pizza coffee cake. Oh my god.
Is that savory?
What if you topped a coffee cake like it's pizza?
Okay.
No, they just
they just put that shit on top like a pizza.
Different fruit fillings, and then is that?
That's
that's apricot in the center or something.
Apricot,
okay. For me, I thought that was peanut butter.
I thought it was.
Like,
I was
happening?
confused. Yeah, I couldn't tell. That looks good though.
Well, I think that will do it for today's stream. I think we answered a lot of good questions. I think we really got to the bottom of some long-standing mysteries. And now the only thing that remains is for me to work on some of these recipes and figure out if I can recreate the coffee cake of my youth. Now that I live in a place where this stuff does not exist.
And people have asked, in theory, one day could there be a cooking stream? There is, yes, there is. It is more yes, there is a kitchen in. There's a kitchen in Vice, but it is not as simple as just could we use that room and then put a camera in it, is what I'll say. So we have talked about that in the past. It is somewhere between impossible and possible, and it's been on our list for a while of wanting to do something like that. And then also shooting it. I'm sure Cado, it's not as simple as just set up camera in front of Rob cooking.
I mean, it can be,
just imagine how long we'd be changing color settings for the food stream.
It would drive you up a wall. You would constantly be... Rob would be claiming, the reason this looks like shit is because Cado just can't get the color and lighting right in this. It's not because I fucked up the food.
Wow. Well, there you go. You have a built-in excuse.
Strap a GoPro to Rob's face.
Yes.
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 GoPro in the kitchen. Let's go.
God, that would be incredible.
Before we go, do you have your Dutch baby recipe?
It's the New York Times one.
Pardon?
It's the New York Times one. Just Dutch baby. Right Perfect. At the top, NYT cooking.
Hell yeah!
It's fucking.
There we go.
So easy, so simple, so delicious.
Where's the websites that rip off NYT recipes?
I don't know. You got one. You got one if you click it.
Rob, aren't you already paying for The Athletic?
Patrick, if you paid for The Athletic, you did not get.
You don't get the New York Times. That's right. You let yours lapse. I purposely canceled The Athletic, and then paid for. I went to the New York Times and told the customer service rep to basically give me a cheaper rate, and they got it to the New York Times for dirt cheap, which also got me The Athletic for free. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. We've had this conversation.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I know. And, like, I just, like, give me the subscription tier that's, like, you're supporting Wirecutter. You're supporting NYT Cooking. Mm-hmm. You're not supporting the opinion page.
I think you are. Like, just Clockwork Tony here in the chat says NYT Cooking is pretty all right, worth the $20 yearly subscription. So maybe you can.
Also,
or maybe they're just doing what I'm doing.
You get
which
one
is
free.
Which is just negging the New York Times into giving me a cheaper rate.
You can click on that and open it. You get it for free. And then you just copy that shit quick. Save that somewhere else into a Google Doc, and then you will never have to come here again. Yeah,
that's true.
Eggs, flour, milk, sugar,
beautiful,
butter, done.
Oh, it just whips up beautifully in your cast iron. Is that the?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's perfect for a cast iron. You just drop it in there, and it puffs up on the edges. You put the cast iron in the oven, and then you top it with whatever delicious jams and or sugars, fruit, whatever the fuck you want to put on top of it. It's amazing. It's not Yorkshire pudding. It's not thick. The like kind of puffiness is like airy. You know, there's space in there. It's not like not Yorkshire pudding at all.
Yeah.
It's a fluffy pancake. It's delicious.
Well, this is all great info. I think, you know what? This was the promise and the dream of the coffee stream, was that we would like answer important questions, get to the bottom of certain issues, make some interesting discoveries. I think we did all of that today.
We did. And we mostly stayed on topic. We just only went cooking adjacent. We didn't suddenly.
Yeah.
What was the word you used in shit? What was that? Like, what was that incredible turn of phrase?
In a fit of enthusiasm.
Fit of enthusiasm. Yes. Do not give in to fits of enthusiasm.
No.
Actually, don't give in to astonishment. Definitely give in to fits of enthusiasm.
These are
I think is actually
not quite fits of enthusiasm. This is sparkling enthusiasm. We're not in the right region.
Oh, can I throw something else up to everybody? But this is actually this as long as we're on the topic. And I kind of wish Chef Lubu were in the chat for this, but it might be a bit early for him. So a friend is also like a real friend. This is not me secretly being like, I'm thinking about like ruining my life. Some friends are thinking about like, what if we opened like a classic like Austrian style like cake and pastry shop in northern Mass. And the issue, like, so the issue that seems to like the concern they have, and this is a concern that afflicts a lot of places around here. Like I've heard my cheesemonger talk about this as well, is that people get conditioned to not paying very much money for things, especially when supermarkets like offer comparable stuff that isn't the same, but is like much cheaper. And so like there have been some complaints that like just this area doesn't support nice places very well, right? Because like if you're a cheese shop, for instance, people walk in and they're like, well, I can get a plenty fancy cheddar cheese from like Wegmans for like $2 less than you have it. How can you charge this much money? And
or if you're being fancy, you go to the Whole Foods, right? Like you can do the escalation amongst the grocery chains as opposed to going to a specialty shop. I think like specialty shops are doomed. That's kind of thing.
They're like, should we open this business? Like it's kind of our dream to like open a classic like pastry shop, etc. And I'd like badly because this would be near me. If it went through, like I would have this place near me. And I'm like,
you could enjoy it before the bankruptcy occurs. Yeah. I mean, that's like fine for you. It's not your money,
I know, but so nobody thinks this is viable.
No.
The only place that sort of shit exists in like New York.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, Merely
so
Miracle
dense.
Pastry shops are doomed in Vienna too. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
What the fuck is happening?
I think Erstl points out most specialty shops that exist have been institutions. So it's like if you it was like a mind share land grab. We've been here since the 60s. Okay. And like outside of that, you're not starting a place. It's got to be a pop-up shop, right?
Yeah.
Like the only way I could see yourself pulling it off is establishing it somewhere else where you can become a local institution, and then people were excited that you were opening a permanent space.
But yeah, like these sort of shops exist here in New York.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like by the density of people, like you can find a corner where there isn't the specific thing that you have yet. And then
Well, farmers market. So someone points this out. I see this all the time at like the local, right? Like the local farmers market. Like you'll see these people, like people creating their own shit, but they're probably doing it at home or renting spaces and like equipment to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sell it, on Saturdays and Sundays, when it's warm. But like, I've never seen any of them open their own space.
Yeah, and like so, like the type of shop that I don't think this is exact one-to-one because this is also like slightly they're a chocolatier primarily, but they also like sell cakes. But like Burdick in Boston, like I do think they categorize it as like a local institution, and therefore they get away with charging a. Pardon?
I said, look at that building. It looks like the city grew around it.
It does have that.
Could they attach themselves to a coffee shop, right? Like, because how do you get people in the door where they're willing to then make an expensive purchase, right? Like, you can imagine somebody coming in for like, because then you're attracting a certain clientele. Like, I'm coming to a specialty coffee shop. I am also the person with the disposable income and interest to then spend on real pastries. Like, the person who's going to Dunkin' Donuts, me, is not doing that.
I'm curious, is the driver of this, like the impossibility of this business model, is the main driver that like consumers
food's
are
impossible to make money off of? I mean, isn't that just like a baseline thing?
But is the baseline, is the actual like killer baseline the commercial rent? Like, because this seems to be the other thing, right? Is like landlords everywhere consume income. Like as people's income has gone up, they consume a disproportionate share of it. Is that also happening with restaurants where like, because I think about this with like classic diners, right? Like, why does it seem like there are fewer places you can walk in and sit down for like 2 hours and like have a long, slow breakfast with like, eggs and cheap coffee? Why are there fewer places like that? Is it because like that's sort of fallen out of fashion, or is it because you can't churn enough customers to make your rent if that's your model? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's kind of my question, is like, what's the driver?
I think it's all of the above.
Yeah,
I'm sure that is more heavily. I'm sure that's heavily weighted, but I think it's just a tough business model to start.
There was also like obviously a wave of things closing during COVID that would like. Now there's like holes where maybe there's a shot, but like there's also a lot of, I feel like I've seen a lot of landlords like flipping commercial spaces to new different things that can pay more, right? Like that old restaurant.
The alternative is there was this
it's like something else. It's like a wine store or something.
There was I think this was in Chicago. I thought I saw this like a week or two back. There was this family opened a taco shop in, I think it's downtown Chicago, and they were getting zero traffic, like just nothing. And then the daughter of the mother who was running the establishment posted a TikTok showing her mother working really hard and nobody showing up, and it like blew up, and they had people out the door, and like that's how they kind of got. I mean, I'll see what that place looks like, 6 months from now, but so if you could go viral on TikTok, saying it's how sad it is to run a pastry shop, that might be another way that you could do it.
If they make a good product, people might come back, right? It's just like the initial spread is like difficult, right?
What's wild to me though is how many commercial landlords seem totally happy to have vacant space for months, having it's
fucking insane,
devastated who was there before.
Right.
Like this is the part that drives me nuts. Is like you will see tons of places like open and then go under, and then you have vacant storefronts for like literal years, and it's like, how is that viable? How, you know what I mean? Like how is
because
that?
they never just own the one space, right? This is like the people who own those types of spaces have like 50 of them, and then the other
But
ones
at
cover
least
the
a
holes.
struggling restaurant would defray the cost as opposed to you just absorbing the entire. Well, I guess it's not consuming utilities, but you're making them pay for that anyway.
Yeah,
it's weird
it's-
that like you will have
it definitely
entire
feels like-
blocks.
Well, it's like there's like
no.
there's-
So it's simpler than this. Multiple people pointing out that you can claim the vacant lots as lost income and get tax breaks.
Right.
So essentially, you're making like
it's a loss.
Yeah, this it needs to turn to vacancy taxes. That's the real thing. We need
Yeah.
to flip it so
Yeah.
that like, if we don't defray the cost of owning property and holding it hostage, there won't be landlords.
Right.
Fuck them. So
and then it's just
couple-
like
a couple people are pointing out that like, am I talking about Andover specifically? And like the problem is, I know there are nice places in Andover. Patrick, for like reference, Andover is kind of the Barrington of the region.
okay, yeah,
And so it's like in between a bunch of like working class cities, but it is like the bougiest of them. And so they do have a lot of like nicer shops there. It is a bit of a hike for me to get out to some of those shops, but like even here, so like this is a cool little butcher shop I found the other day while looking up some other stuff. Butcher Boy Market, really good butcher shop in Andover. But as I was pulling into the drive, I was like, because butcher shops are another business that's kind of like closed. There aren't as many like small family butcher shops as there used to be. I swear to God, as I pulled into their driveway though, the entire strip mall is like called Butcher Boy like Marketplace or something. And I'm wondering if they hold the paper on the entire lot.
Huh.
And is that what's holding? Is that what is actually keeping the butcher shop afloat? Is the fact that they're like they own their land
right.
and they are pulling in some commercial rent from their neighbors.
right. You have
But
to like actually own the
If you're in
place
the
that you're
if you're in the Boston area, Butcher Boy sausage is like really fucking good, really good. But yeah, it is. It's bad out there. So yeah, like I was part of me was I was listening to my friends be like, yeah, we wanna create like the classic like European bakery and pastry shop, and I was like, yeah, you should. You know, if you build it, they will come. And then I think about where I live
Yeah.
and what people have and have not shown up for, and I'm like,
What's the foot
I
traffic
think this
like?
might be ruinous. It should be really good, Cado. Like downtown Lowell is really dense, but the problem is the entire thing is set up. Let me pull up here. Let me explain to you the issue. Okay, so Lowell was a big enough city to pull in like connections from the highway, right? So a lot of the local highway
Yeah.
runs through Lowell. The suburban and exurban communities around here use those connections for their commuting traffic, but they drive right through Lowell and up into places like Dracut, Methuen, etc. And so, like, downtown Lowell is effectively, like, during commuting hours, it is a pass-through for a ton of regional traffic.
Right.
That doesn't stop here. And so, like, it's deeply unpleasant on some of these streets because it's, like, just wall-to-wall, like, heavy traffic.
Ugh. What if you make a pastry/gaming cafe? You have to have a second bit. It feels like things
That's the
have to
thing.
have like a second bit.
You need a thing in the door, or you're selling it to a place, right? Like
Yeah.
folks were mentioning earlier, like there are a lot of the folks that they know that sell things like this. You are selling it like to an independent coffee shop that is not going to be like shipping that in from like a Starbucks repository sort of thing. Drive-through pastries, love it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anyway, so okay, I guess I can't in good faith, not that people were waiting on my verdict to be like you should start your bakery, but like even I, who was like 100% like God, I would kill for a bakery like this to open in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure that's smart.
Yeah.
And it seems like nobody thinks it's smart. Which is sad.
Are there
but-
any
Just
other
start making
bits-
them though. Just go sell it. Sell
Are
it.
there
You
are
gotta-
there
you gotta
any
start
other
somewhere?
Yeah, are there any other bakeries?
I haven't. I mean, there are
have
bakeries in the
survived.
area. I don't. Oh man, so I don't want to be mean. I think one reason some of the bakeries that survive, they've survived maybe because they figured out ways to maybe not rely on the bakery part so much and have other things that they do volume in. That tends to make it a less interesting bakery, right? Or it's like, here's a cake place, and it mostly sells like cupcakes that are kind of okay, or like, God help us, cake pops. That tends to be like what you tend to see.
Yeah, but Rob, that
so
gets adults in the door to buy something for their kids, and then maybe you buy something else. That's the carrot.
You're saying the other pastries are the stick?
Yes. Yes. The carrot is the cake pop, and the expensive
The flop cake is
The flop
the stick. Perfect. Okay, so I think we've learned a lot now about baking, about the economics of the food service industry. I think we can call it. I think we've answered a lot of questions. We've solved a mystery. We've left ourselves with some further research to do. And I think that has been a coffee stream.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Yeah, I think we'll be back with a Ren and Cado will be doing a Dwarf Fortress stream on Friday.
Yeah.
So stick around for that. Monday, I forgot this, but I think we're off on Monday for Martin Luther King Day.
I believe we are.
Oh.
Is that next week or the week after?
No, I think it's next Monday. So I think
next
this coming weekend is a 3-day weekend. And so that'll be, there will not be a Monday Waypoint Radio.
My kids
And there will
have
not be a
that
Monday
off,
stream
or
because we'll be hanging. Your kids will
I
have
a
that.
parent that day, or have a day off? Do I have a day off? I
You
don't
have
know.
you'll
a
be a
real
parent that
daddy's
day.
day off.
Yeah, you're gonna be super busy.
Right, but like.
Hey, wait. Patrick,
What?
driving range and ice cream.
You gotta do two things: temporarily closed, temporarily closed. They
seems
didn't make
ominous.
it. They didn't make it.
That seems ominous.
They didn't make it.
Temporarily, they could open any minute. They could open any minute.
That gives
back.
that gives the kids something to do. That's the cake pop. It's just ice cream.
Ice cream.
So daddy can sip his IPA and pretend he can hit it more than 175 yards. Also, temporary closed, as people pointing out, it's cold out.
I would eat an ice cream.
Right.
But no one's going to the driving range in January.
Okay, I've gotten used to that, meaning we closed because of COVID and haven't set it to permanent yet.
Fair, but I think in
We'll
this
never see
case,
you again.
Yeah.
in this case, I think it is a
That's good.
seasonal.
weather-related issue.
That's good.
Seasonal
As
business.
warm
All right.
it has been, or at least out here. All right, we gotta get out of here.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks
Bye,
for watching.
everybody.
We're
Thanks
back
for
on
watching.
Friday.
Thanks for all your help.